Hey everybody, welcome or welcome back to my channel. I actually thought that the last video that I posted was going to be the last one of 2018, but I'm most likely going to have this one up before New Year's Eve. So happy New Year to everyone. So in today's video, I'm going to be doing a project pan. This is going to be my very first one. And I'm a little nervous about it, but what I'm going to do in today's video is first I'm going to tell you what a project pan is, just in case you're not familiar. I'm also going to share with you like what I hope to accomplish from doing a project pan, and I'm going to tell you like what my method is going to be, including of course like what products I'm going to include in this project pan. So I hope that you are interested in all of that. Before we get into it though, if this is your first time here, my name is Sonia. I go by Sister Philly on YouTube. Please consider subscribing today. I would really appreciate it. And of course, for those of you who are already supporting me, thank you so much. It's almost going to be my 1-year anniversary on YouTube. It'll be like in early January, and I cannot believe that it's been a year since I've been on YouTube. And I know I have a little bit over 500 subscribers right now, and I know that's not a lot to some people, but to me, like, to have 500 people subscribe to my channel is like, to me, that's like a whole lot of people. So for those of you who are already supporting me and you've been supporting me from the very beginning, I really do appreciate it. And again, if you're new here, I hope that you would join us on my channel. All right, let's get into it. Okay, so first, what is a project pan? It's basically like a personal challenge to use up as much product as you think you need to for whatever reason. So because if you're familiar with the term hit pan on something in makeup, so I'll show you an example. This is a blush duo. So this color over here, I never use. I think I tried it once and it didn't show up on my skin, so I never used it. But as you can see, this product over here, I've hit pan on it. So when we say hit pan, it's pretty much self-explanatory. I've used so much of the product that I can actually see the pan. That's what hitting pan is. So a project pan is where you pick a bunch of products and you challenge yourself to hit pan on them or either use them up completely. And it's a personal challenge, so you're going to pick however many products you think you need to for whatever reason, and then you're just going to tweak the challenge to your personal needs. So that's basically what a project pan is. So I decided to do one for quite a few reasons. So number one, I really just want to start using up a lot of what I already have in my makeup collection. So I don't think that my collection is like ridiculously huge, over the top, but I do have like quite a bit of stuff. I think I have a lot of makeup. So I just want to get in the habit of just using some of, or a good amount of what I already have instead of always buying new stuff. I also want to see if I can gain a better appreciation for what I have in my collection, and along with that I want to maybe like push my creative ability. So like one of the products that I'm going to show you is an eyeshadow palette. So for instance, if I'm trying to hit pan on this palette, I don't think I would be able to create like hundreds of different looks with this palette, but I want to be able to see like in how many different ways can I incorporate some of these products into different looks, not solely for the purpose of using them up, but just to get better at like maybe pairing different colors or playing around with different colors, like matching up different lipsticks to different eyeshadow colors, and you know, so on and so forth. I just think that this will help me be a bit more creative with my makeup. And to kind of go along with the first thing that I said, I also want to use what I already have as a distraction for what I want to buy. So for instance, I was about to buy a new foundation. I just did a little Ulta haul, and it actually was a very sensible haul. I focused on like restock products, like things that I use over and over again. But I started to buy a new foundation, the new L'Oreal foundation, like the 24-hour one that I keep seeing all these videos on. And I just noticed it on Ulta's website a couple weeks ago. I started to buy that, but I decided not to, because I'm like, you know what, I don't have to always run out and buy something like as soon as it comes out. I can use up what I already had, and then at that point, when it's time for me to restock on something, then that's when I can focus on maybe trying out different things. So I decided not to buy that because I want to, you know, focus on things that I already have. So I just want to just overall just, you know, use up some of the stuff I already have, not spend as much money on makeup. And like I said, I don't have like a whole room full of makeup, but I do have quite a bit. So that's basically what I want to accomplish by doing this. And I just want to see like how consistent I end up being with this. So with that being said, I do want to share with you a little bit about like what my method is going to be. So before I get into like showing you the products that I picked for the project pan, number one, I decided to start small. So this is my very first time doing this, and I just don't really know like what to expect. I don't know how difficult it's going to be to reach for these products more often than others. And I just want to start small just because I'm not sure like how this is going to go. So I think I picked some pretty sensible products, and they should be relatively easy for me to go through them. However, I did want to challenge myself a little bit, so I didn't include any of the products that I already use on a regular basis. So for instance, my eyebrow pencil, this is the one that I'm currently going through, and I have 4 others that I haven't even opened yet. So even though I have 5 of these sitting around right now, I already know that I'm going to eventually go through all 4 of them because I use this thing every single day and I love it so much. And another example would be my Too Faced Born This Way concealer. So if you've been watching my channel for quite some time, you know that I think in every single tutorial except for one that I've done since I bought this concealer, this is the only one that I've been using. The only time that I didn't use it was when I was doing a full face of my cheapest makeup. But I love this stuff. So I'm actually running out of this, which is kind of surprising because I thought it was going to last a little bit longer, but maybe I've just been using it more than I thought. But I just bought another one. So even though I have a brand new one on the way, I know without a doubt that I'm going to run through that. So those types of products I didn't include. I wanted to, you know, give myself a little bit of a challenge, but I also wanted to pick things that I thought were pretty sensible and things that wouldn't be too difficult for me to try to hit pan on. I actually wanted to start this on December 21st, which was the first day of winter, and then run it through the last day of winter. So I'm actually filming this on December 26th. I'm filming this on December 26th, so I'm a few days behind, but I'm still going to go ahead and start it now and then run it through the last day of winter. Now, I'm definitely going to allow myself to finish this product earlier than that. If I do, that'll be great, but I decided to stretch it out over 3 months because, again, I'm trying to challenge myself, but I don't want to make it too difficult for me. I definitely want to give myself a time frame. That way it'll prevent me from being able to just push it off from, you know, completing the project. But some of this stuff I don't know. I think it would be like pretty hard for me to say I'm gonna, you know, hit pan on these products in 4 weeks. I just don't think that that's all that doable for me. So that's why I decided to push it out for a 3-month span. Now, even though I'm going to be reaching for these products more often nowadays, I am going to allow myself to use other products from time to time. So if you see me like doing a makeup tutorial, I may not necessarily reach for these. These are going to be more so for, like I don't wear makeup every day when I go to work, but the days that I do decide to put makeup on, these are going to be the products that I'm going to be reaching for. When I do videos where I'm just like sitting here talking to y'all, I'm probably going to reach for these products and maybe just like switch out the lipsticks from time to time, or maybe switch out like eyeshadow or something like that. And then speaking of the eyeshadow, the palette that I'm going to show you in a little bit, I'm going to allow myself to incorporate other eyeshadow palettes in with this, but I'm still going to try and reach for this particular one more often just so that I can try to hit pan on it. And I'm also not going to try to hit pan on every single individual pan in some of these products, but we'll get to that in just a little bit. So I hope that kind of sums up what my method is going to be. I have 5 products that I'm including in this project. And I know some people, I think most people do like 10 products To me, 10 is just way too much. Like maybe for my second or third one, but for this one, I'm going to start out with 5 because again, I want to start slow. I just can't even fathom me trying to hit pan on 10 products at one time. Like I can't do that. So anyway, let me show you the products that I have decided to include in my first project pan. Okay, I'm going to go in order by makeup application, and it's not going to take too long because I only have 5 to go through. So my first one is the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Foundation. So I don't know if you guys can see. You see where that line is? That's pretty much how much I have left. So I think that it'll be pretty easy for me to hit pan on this, but the reason I haven't done so yet, I think I bought this foundation. I must have bought this whenever it came out, I think. The reason I haven't hit pan on it yet is because I used to reserve this one for more like full coverage, more like glam looks because it has a soft matte finish. And then like my more like everyday foundation was Too Faced Born This Way, or it still is the Too Faced foundation. So number one, I don't use this foundation as often as I use Too Faced. However, when this foundation came out, the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop, I really feel like the NYX foundation is a dupe for the Fenty foundation. So I have reached for this a couple of times, but I haven't really touched it since I bought my NYX foundation. So I feel like since I only have a little bit left, I think it should be pretty easy for me to use this. So like every time that I want like a fuller coverage look, every time I want to do like a matte look for like a tutorial or something, I'm just going to reach for this instead of my NYX foundation, and I don't think it's going to take me very long to pan this. Now I do have a smaller one in a slightly darker shade. I'm actually not going to include this in the project pan because I got this for free for, I think because I spent $50 or more at fentybeauty.com, I believe, and this happens to be the other shade that I wear. So this one is $340. This one is $340, and this one is $380. So this time of year, I normally wear $340 by itself, and then in the warmer months, I will add in some of the $380. Now, because we're in the middle of winter or beginning of winter, and I'm stretching this pan out through the winter, I don't know how often I'm going to be mixing in the $380. So I'm just going to be concentrating on using this one up because, like I said, this is the one that I paid money for. This one I ended up getting for free. If I use this up, great, but if not, I'm not really too concerned about that. So this is my first one, the Fenty Beauty Foundation. Next up is the MAC Prissy Princess Eyeshadow Palette. This used to be like my favorite everyday palette. This is what it looks like, and I've decided to include this because, as you can see, I haven't hit pan on any of these, but this color scheme is like right up my alley. I love pink tones, I love cool tones, and I think that this is a good like everyday palette for me. Like normally, even when I do wear makeup to work, I usually don't wear eyeshadow. But I think for the sake of just trying to use up some of this product, and then also like I said, try to play around with it and just see like different looks that I can create, I think that I may start reaching for this from time to time when I do go to work. But definitely on the days where I just want to throw on some eyeshadow, I'm going to be reaching for this to see if I can pan it. However, I'm not going to try to pan two of the colors rather. These two shades on the end I hardly ever use. This pink shade here, it ends up being like relatively kind of like ashy on me. And then this pink shade here in the pan, it looks really pink, but it does have like a relatively strong gold reflex to it. So those two colors I never ever use. The rest of them, I think that I should be able to use up quite a bit of these shades. This one here is actually my favorite shade in the pan, and this one can also serve as a cheek highlight if I want. And like I said, I am going to allow myself to use other eyeshadow palettes in conjunction with this. I think that that's only fair to myself because these colors, they're good for every day, but they're also kind of like muted. So like if I want you know, like more of a pop of color or something on my eyes. I really can't do that with this, and I also don't want to get bored with using the same stuff over and over again. So I could easily use this palette and then like incorporate like a blue if I wanted to put blue on my lid or something like that. So this is my second product, and this is the only eyeshadow palette that I'm going to include in this project pan. Alright, next we have the PUR Sculptor Palette. I actually got this from BoxyCharm a few months ago. This is what it looks like. I'm going to try to pan these two shades here, and I'm going to try to pan both of them. When I first got this, I used to use this every single day. Now I actually think that these two highlight colors, these are highlighters and these are contour shades. That's what they look like. They're actually a little bit more on the yellow side than I would prefer, but I still used to use them all the time because I really, really do like these two shades. And quite often I couldn't decide like which one I wanted to wear. This one is just a little bit lighter, a little more yellow. This one is a little bit more like skin tone, and it has like a little bit more of like a bronzy effect to it. I used to just mix the two of them together and wear it like that. And I used to wear this every single day. I don't remember what highlighter I got that distracted me from this, but I do recall that I used to use this every single day. So I definitely liked it. I do still like it, and I think that if I were to revisit it and remind myself of why I liked it so much, I think that that will help me use up the product. Now these two contour shades over here, I'm not including that in the project pan because I don't know if you can tell. Well, it does look like I swiped my finger through it. I just remembered that I talked about this product in a recent video. Was it my best of BoxyCharm video? I can't remember, but I only swatched these two colors. I never actually used them because they're contour shades, and I just prefer like more of like a bronzy look as opposed to a contoured look on my face. So I don't think that I'm going to get really any use out of these two products, and I can't really think, like outside of contouring, I can't really think of a way that I would use them up. So I'm just not going to focus on these. But I do think that I would be able to hit pan on both of these. And I don't know if you can see, but I kind of can already start seeing the pan around the two highlighter shades. And this is like a very like soft, like powdery consistency. So I do feel like you use up the product pretty fast anyway. And especially this darker shade down here, I already can see like a little bit of dent in the product. So I do think that it'll be relatively easy for me to pan these. So this is my third product. The last two products are lip products. So I'm going to go through the lipstick first. This is the Maybelline matte lipstick in the color Brown Blush. And this is what the color looks like. I want to compare, this is how much of this product I have left. And I feel like that might be like half of the tube. I'm going to compare it to a newer Maybelline lipstick. I believe I've only used this lipstick once. So I guess it's not quite half, but you can tell, you can get an idea of how much of the pink lipstick that I actually used. I used to use this every single day. I love, love, love this lipstick. As a matter of fact, I wish I was wearing it right now. But anyway, I think, again, just like with the highlighter palette, I think that if I were to just start wearing this again and just revisit it and just remind myself of why I liked it so much, I think that'll kind of persuade me to just use it more often. So again, I think it'll be pretty easy for me to use this up, but we'll see. And then the last lip product that I have is my Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb. Now this is a product that I definitely need to use as a distraction because Fenty Beauty has another lip gloss that they just released like a few weeks ago. It's called Fussy. So this one is more of like a rose gold shade. I'm sure you guys are familiar with this. And the new one is a lot more pink toned. It looks like a lot more pink and silver not like this one doesn't look gold, but it does have like that rose gold hue to it. I actually think that I would like Fussy better than this one. And I almost bought Fussy, but then I said, you know what, let me go through this and then I will buy Fussy, because I've seen quite a few videos of people comparing this one to Fussy, and you can clearly see a difference in the shade, like when they swatch it, or if they just show you in the tube, the two shades are different, but they're very sheer on the lips. So I feel like on the lips, yeah, you can see a little bit of difference, but not enough to justify having the two in your collection at one time, at least not for me. And especially because my natural lips are very pink, and because both of the lip glosses run very pink, to me that makes them just look like clear lip glosses on me. This is actually my favorite lip gloss, and that's another reason why I want to try Fussy. But again, I just feel like I really don't need to have both in my collection at the same time. So you guys can clearly see like how much of it I used up. Now I will say I also bought this when it first came out, and I want to say that was what, September of 2017, I feel like. It's taking me a very long time to use this. Like, I used to use this up like crazy. I did get distracted by other things, but I do think that it might be a bit challenging for me to use this up in 3 months, but I'm gonna try. We'll see. Alright, so those are all of the products that I'm including in my very first project pan. If you guys have ever done a project pan and you have any just words of wisdom that you want to share, let me know in the comments down below. I would really appreciate it. And I will probably do an update. Like right now, I'm not sure how often I should do an update, but in my mind, I'm thinking like once every 3 to 4 weeks I'll do an update so we can see where we are. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take snapshots of this video so that we can see where I started, and then include some pictures of, you know, how far I've come every 3 or 4 weeks, or how often I do an update. So I hope that y'all enjoyed this video. If you are thinking about doing a project pan, or if maybe you just started one, let me know in the comments so I can check your video out too. And then any type of feedback that you may have for me, please leave it in the comments. So I really hope that I will see y'all back for my next video. I'm pretty sure it will be sometime in 2019. I'm pretty sure this is going to be my last video of the year. So again, have a very happy and very safe new year. And I hope to see y'all back next time. Until then, take care. Have a good one, y'all. Bye.